Hey guys, Bubba here with the Bubba News, all in one word, all in one news. Also doing this for Bubba on your side. But guys, I've been looking at the days of Noah and the Nephilim offspring and the creation of hybrids, and I've been going down the rabbit trail of, you know, Genesis 6 verses 2 verses 4. Jesus is talking about it, when he is getting ready to return. And as he's getting ready to return, we are in the days of Noah, because he tells us that we will be in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the coming of the Son of Man. And guys, we're here again, and we are literally in the days of Noah 2.0. And I've been reading in the book of Enoch as well, and I'm enjoying some of these extra biblical, extra canon per se 66 books, just because the book of Jasher and Enoch just go into specifics here about the biblical giants, and the Hercules, the demigods people have, but the stuff with the giants. And this is what I want to tie into with the video today, about the Nephilim and the giants in the land. But I also want to tie into, and I'm going to have to do multiple videos just because this is going to be so deep. And I want to do like sequels, because there's been Mesopotamian things that they worship as well. But those aren't just worship. It's because of DNA changes. They've even gone as far to change the animals. And there's so much on that end too. The book of Jasher talks about that. But we've got lanolin, the protein. This protein is an amazing example of God's intelligent design. Its cohesive properties bind together 37.2 trillion cells that make up the human body, and demonstrates God's incomprehensible creation. Irrespective of its shape, including this guy with the horns. His shape. But guys, stuff like this, the satyrs is in the Bible. The half goat, the half human down below, half goat above, half human above, half horse below. I mean, the mixture of the animals is insane. And you guys will be surprised what's in the Bible. And that's what I want to present too, because there's a lot of hybrid animals in the Bible that we don't know about. But guys, have you seen this? The Krabi giant. The giant ruins there in Thailand, where they unearthed this giant November 15th, 2017. And it was released to the world in November of 2018. And of course, you go to Reuters, and its fact check skeleton is not real, but it's just part of an art exhibition. Right. I love these sites when you go to them and you click on the links in the sites. Fact check. Image shows art exhibition in Thailand. Not giant skeleton. Really? What is it? Was the skeleton of a giant battling a serpent found in Thailand? What does Snopes say? Let's find out. Well, here's what it says. Taiwan artist Tu Wei Ching smiles next to a plastic skeleton of a giant in a replica dig he created for the inaugural Thailand Biennale. I would hardly think that this was an error on their part, but it is possible that the artwork is not an artwork at all, but it is in fact a genuine relic. A cover-up to hide possibly one of the most significant discoveries of this day. Oh, but wait, there's more. Breaking news. This was actually on the news, guys. Oh, boy. So, I don't think it was really fake news. And when you guys see the videos that we're going to cover here, and what's going on over there by the Krabi province there in Thailand, this was not any art exhibit. This was an actual giant dig.
We are now at Kaung Kaung Nam Nam caves, and we found like a huge and complete skeleton of a primate with a huge reptile skeleton on the side. The eye of the primate is estimated to be 6.5 meters. According to the skull and the tools, it might be a male. He is lying in a natural position, with his hand clasping.
The news reporter goes on to try to explain this through the cave, how this was all monkeys, and how this is a formation somehow of a giant monkey. But here's what it goes on to say. These remains are nearly intact, with the skull, rib cage, and leg bones still intact. The area of observation was cordoned off by the police and checked by an archaeological team. If identified as genuine, it would be the first sighting of an entirely remaining giant since the 2004 tsunami. The government has pledged to provide full support for this excavation. But I want you guys to see this here as we scroll into the actual thing from Krabi province. They show the actual guys up here. The archaeological team, 2 from Taiwan, 1 from France. These guys here. And I'm going to read the part here in the upper right-hand corner after these guys' picture in English to explain exactly what's going on. It's so pretty over there. Oh my gosh, this would be so cool to go check out and see. And I want to start reading from the English part of the upper part of the official plaque there explaining what's going on there from the Krabi province there in Thailand. Discovered and excavated on the 15th of November 2017, which is what these little blue signs are. And it tells you right there when you scroll in and stop it. It tells you right there in the little blue sign to your lower left, 11/15 of 2017. And was officially made public on the 2nd of November 2018. The archaeological site of the Krabi Giants is led by an international archaeological team. The team was composed of archaeologist Professor Felix Duran from France, Tu Wei Sheng, and Chen Quan Yi from Taiwan, and with considerable assistance from local scholar Mr. Niwat. He had also participated in Professor Douglas D. Anderson's excavation more than 30 years ago, back in the 1970s, guys. It really is pretty, aside from all the, what is that, bat guano, I guess you would call it? All the black junk there that's fallen from the bats. But I want you guys to see his important art piece. It's coming up, guys. Actually, it's kind of cool because it's showing the Japanese soldiers that used this cave back in the 1940s during the Second World War. I mean, it's very, very pretty. But this was no fake accident. And this was no plastic bones that were put out. And this was no just made up exhibit just out of nowhere. Even though there was a big contest for this whole thing, this wasn't part of it. Right there. There you can see it there in the blue. Do you see that? Go by there in the bottom. Right there it is. 11/15/2017. You know, this archaeological site shows the intertwining bones of a gigantic human-like creature and a giant serpent, revealing traces of a fight before their ultimate deaths. That giant is measured 19 feet long. The human-like creature, the giant, has fangs, while the serpent's head has a broken horn located at its center. The giant has fangs. The giant has fangs. Just let that sink in. And the serpent's head that you'll see in a little bit, right there, his horn's broken. The serpent bites the giant's left hand while the giant grabs the serpent with his right hand. The serpent wraps 3 coils around the giant's body, creating extreme tension within this site. The archaeological remains of both the creature and the serpent is rather complete. With the effort of the professional international excavation team, the site is now presented in its entirety. This site is the most important archaeological discovery in recent Thai history, proving the existence of these ancient legends of giants, that these stories are not just fiction. The news of the excavation discovery disseminated, shocking the world. You know, in Krabi, there are local giants and legends of these giants. The official logo of the Krabi province is comprised of 2 swords, while the name of Krabi government in ancient Thai literally means sword. We're living in insane times, like right here. The resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh, the location of his body, and the location of the buried Nephilim. There's so many things I want to cover. Like these. These right here are fake pictures, actually, but these aren't. This gal is fascinating. The human chimera. I want to talk about this kind of stuff too. What happened was 2 fraternal eggs merged within each other, and she absorbed her twin in her mother's womb. You know, but they've got the animals that they're creating. Pit bulls and hippos. The world's most cuddliest hippopotamus, pit bull. They're creating these things in the labs, and they're bringing them home as pets. And then when, like this, you know, you've got a cobra, deer, snake hybrid, the world's most poisonous mammal that's been released into the wild now when they're done with them at home. But, you know, they're crossing, breeding everything. You know, is the world ready for hybrids? What's going on? Everything is coming to fruition. And this is the question that we need to be asking, because the great deception is right around the corner. And I'm going to finish up here because I have this screen up on here right now, a little way too long. But what do you guys think? Did you catch that when this baby is looking up at the owl? Why is that? Because it has a lot to do with what's coming with the Great Deception and how this all ties into all the rabbit trails that we've been seeing unfold. You know, the Great Deception is here. The hybrids are coming. The fallen angels and their technology is right here. Are you going to fall for it? The strong delusion is going to be insane. They're going to discredit the Apostle Paul with the demons and the fallen angels. But guys, right now, there's still time to accept Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior. If you declare with your mouth, Jesus is Lord, and believe in your heart that God raised Jesus from the dead, you will be saved. Believe it in your heart. Confess it with your mouth. Tell someone else about it. I'll see you in the clouds. But before then, let me know what you guys want to see next. This is going to be crazy, guys. The time is so short. Are you ready? We'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.